just a little runaway. 47 years and still I'm on the run. Afraid of love, I'm keeping God at bay. Spending days in a nightmare ain't much fun. I am just a little runaway. For my misery, always blaming someone else. I'm really into judgment and delay, but only hurting me and I and myself.
Hello everybody, welcome to Beyond the Body, and I hope you bring your mind with you when you come watch this program. It's been a while since I've been online. I've been really taking some beautiful quiet time and healing time, and I was asked to, I'm currently living in Namaste. It's a spiritual community here in Ajijic, Mexico. I've been asked to lead several sessions, and so I thought I would record them and put them out as a Beyond the Body, because it's all beyond the body. There's nothing beyond the body except mind, and that's why I ask you to bring your mind to the table today while you're watching this. And with that being said, I turn it over to me leading a Namaste morning session. So I hope you enjoy it, and namaste. Okay, so, I woke up this morning with a lot of fear about leading this meeting and going, oh, damn. And I even went to acimoracle.org. It's a great little tool. You go there and it has, it says, ask Holy Spirit to decide for God for you today, and then you click on this little thing and it takes you to a page in the book. It's quite sweet if you're into that kind of thing. I even did that, but nothing was feeling spicy. And I realized what was there was this layer of fear. And I thought, okay, what's that all about? And I wish Joy were here, because she was very much involved in this. I guess it was about a week ago, Joy approached me and said that we're starting a new thing here, and people are going to be speaking, and they're going to take on for a week. And I saw my thoughts. I mean, I can see Joy's face right in front of me, and I can see the thoughts in slow-mo coming across going, that doesn't sound good. and I saw it, and then immediately after that slow-mo thoughts of this doesn't sound good, I heard just say yes. Okay, so we got through that one. Then there was a bit of ego backlash that came in, and Kosho's not here either, but he was a part of the backlash. So I sat with that, going, and the thought kept looping of, I don't know, 5 days, that's a long time. And just, it would filter through during the day. I'd be walking to my room and I'd think, oh, 5 days, yee. What I mean? And I'd see it, but I didn't know where to go with it. And, the obvious thing would be to go to Joy, since she was the one that I was talking to when I had the thought. But that makes, this doesn't necessarily follow the way you think it should happen. It's just the way it showed up. So, and this is where, you got to watch out for ego. Ego is so sneaky. So I went up to Joy, because I recognized, this thought's coming through, it's not stopping. So I went to Joy, and in my delightful little ego way, I said to her, wow, is Kosho really interested in doing a whole week? I just projected all over Kosho. It's like, I didn't want to admit it, but it's like, I thought, really, Kosho's interested in doing this? And Joy said, well, yeah. And I went, oh, shit, I'm really screwed now. And So I sat with that one. I thought, wow, even Kosho's okay with this. Something must be very wrong with me. I'm sure you can't relate to this, but so I sat with this, and I woke up this morning in terror. And I heard Holy Spirit was so clear. You know, I'm doing the oracle. You know, I'm flipping open the book, going, "What am I doing?" And Holy Spirit, in the most gentle way, it was so beautiful, just said, "Why not go in and see what's going on right now?" Novel idea, present moment, power of now. You know, I believe in this stuff. So I got into the present moment, and that was when I was aware of all this fear that was coming up in sharing. And it was so easy once I released the idea that something was wrong in me sharing up here, particularly for 5 days, that I could get into the very present moment, because as long as I was thinking, wow, 5 days is a lot, I'm on the timeline, birth to death, you know, I'm not being vertical, even remotely. I'm thinking 5 days, that's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 5 days in the future. And then, you know, I flip to the past of, I don't have anything to share, and I can't, you know, where am I going to go with this? And it's like, no, come here in the present. And Holy Spirit was very clear. Just get very centered right here. Feel the fear. You know, I didn't want to admit that I even had fear about it. So I was like, okay, yeah, I just don't feel like I have anything to share. And, you know, it's like my life looks like whatever it looks like. And it's like, no, it's this process, distinctly this process that you want to share. Mm. And it's, and it doesn't sound like a big deal, but the reality was, it was a block to seeing myself as love. And only if I can see myself as love can I really express anything. So I was blocking the very thing that I was needing to access, and only by acknowledging I'm terrified about sharing. And the reason I'm terrified is because Joy asked me to do 5 days, and, you know, I couldn't be with that. And all it takes is for me to come very much in the present moment, because quite frankly, there's always something going on in my mind. Maybe not yours, and I'm really happy that you're that quiet. But it's like my mind is on all the time. You know, I don't know, is it ADD brain? I don't know. But it doesn't shut up much. I've got it trained so I can meditate, and there are huge periods of silences that are so divine. I thought I'd be bored initially with too much silence, but the reality is it is quite joyful and peaceful. And I love today's lesson, because it's all in line with what was shared this morning. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. And attack thoughts are anything that we want to change or make different. You know, I always thought attack thoughts is, you know, out there. But no, my attack thoughts are, God, Calico, could you lose 5 more pounds? Or, Calico, why don't you get up now? You're being lazy. Those are attack thoughts. That's how simple this goes. Hi, Joy. I talked about you earlier, and I'm sorry you weren't here to hear my clearing with our conversations. So there's something I want to read from the Manual for Teachers that relates to this attack thought thing. And I'm going to, Elisa Natoli, I don't know why she comes to mind, but it was the first time I remember her really putting some emphasis on this. Watching your thoughts like a hawk. And it's in her 40-day program. And I can't say, that's probably the most valuable tool I have gained from all my work within A Course in Miracles, is to watch my thoughts like a hawk. Like, not be rigorous with them. And you'll know they're big beliefs and thoughts when you don't want to deal with them. It's like, oh no, not now. Too tired. That's been around forever. It's never going to go away. Whatever excuses we give to the ego to just make it disappear. I don't want to have to think about this again, but the reality is I will until I clear it. And that's where I suffer. If I keep letting these thoughts run through, they're running riot without paying rent in my head, not yours. See, this had nothing to do with Kosho. Nothing. I was projecting all over him. Well, Kosho couldn't. I'm sure he has a hard time with doing 5 days of speaking in front of this group. And Kosho was fine with it. But I couldn't admit I'm the one that's having a hard time with this. And then to even do the inquiry deep, why? You're a holy child of Christ. Holy children of Christ don't have fear. So if I'm fearing anything from weighing 5 pounds too much to, my hair is goofy today, it doesn't matter. They're complaints that we have about our illusion called our lives. And so I'm going to do I think something a little bit different. I don't know if any of you have ever done altar sessions, but as I'm reading this, I'm just going to set up the rest of the meeting that everyone can share. I want you to think of a person or a situation. Make it close to you. A lot of people use Trump, and I say that's just an ego bypass because you have no control over changing Trump. So let's try something closer. Your next door neighbor that gets up early and takes a shower, or whatever it is, the breath of your lover. It doesn't matter. If we have a complaint, it needs to go through Holy Spirit to see it differently. And that's how the magic happens in this program. It's one thought at a time. And I remember, I wouldn't recommend anyone follow my path through this Course in Miracles. I was like a tough nut. I have fought this program probably more than most, every step of the way. It's my issue with authority, whatever it is. But the reality is I know how I can do it now, and that's all I can share. And that's one thought at a time. Now, if you're sitting out there right now going, oh, this woman is just nuttier than a fruitcake, great, take that thought. Use whatever thought is right there. And I want you to find a person or a situation that you have a grievance with or a complaint with, or just, when you're walking by them, you want to turn right and avoid them. Okay? So while I'm reading this, just pick your person or situation, and then we'll do a little altar session. And you do not have to participate. You do not have to participate. You'll still get to the kingdom of heaven, I guarantee it. But for today, I say, if you feel like expressing, and it's only from a deep desire to really see through Christ vision, not through your eyes, through Christ vision, of a situation that you really want to see differently, and see it through love. And we can all do this. And this is the access of A Course in Miracles. This is as simple as it can get. The problem is, first of all, we have to admit we're thinking something, and that it may be kind of icky, Yesterday, all I see is vengeance. Jesus doesn't mince words. Vengeance. Oh, I'm just slightly annoyed right now, thank you. But, okay. So just sit in that, and then when I'm done, we'll just go into quiet. And if you feel to put something on the altar, and it really is, I put my relationship with joy and namaste and kosho and, I could say all my mighty companions, but the reality is to put those on the altar to see them differently, because I know I love them. And it's like I was just separating from them with fear. And, somehow it had to do with being up here for 5 days in a row that just set me off. So it's like, and we don't know what that is. I don't know what yours is, but Holy Spirit will tell you if you have a deep desire. And so I guess today I just want us all to go into the deep desire of seeing something differently. person, place, situation. And I'll read this from the text, the manual for teachers, and then we'll just open it up to whomever. And I don't think we need mics for this. So, and you can talk real quietly if you don't want anyone to hear you. That's fine too. You don't have to talk at all. Or if you feel like standing up and shouting it, that's good too. It doesn't matter how you do this. It's just important that we look at our thoughts like hawks. Okay, chapter 17 in Manual for Teachers. Perhaps it will be helpful to remember that no one can be angry at a fact. It is always an interpretation that gives rise to negative emotions, regardless their seeming justification by what appears as facts. Regardless, too, of the intensity of the anger that is aroused, it may merely slight irritation, perhaps too mild to even clearly recognize. And I just want to pause there and say, this is the tricky part, to really allow those thoughts to land, because they do come across of, oh, that's really petty. I just wish they'd wipe the tables down. But this is what Jesus says about that. Perhaps too mild to even clearly recognize, or it may also take the form of intense rage accompanied by thoughts of violence, fantasied or apparently acted out. It does not matter. All these reactions are the same. They obscure the truth, and this can never be a matter of degree. Either truth is apparent or it is not. It cannot be partially recognized. Who is unaware of truth must look upon illusions.
It was just a tiny mad idea, at which the Son of God remembered